Oh my goodness, what is this? Is this a quadratic in a system of equations? Oh no!
All right, I'm going to show you how to do this. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to substitute. Okay, so I'm going to take what y equals and plug it into the other equation. It doesn't matter which way you do this. I'm going to do it this way. You could take what y equals right here and plug it into the y up here. But this is the way I'm going to do it. All right, so let's write negative 22x plus 38 and put that into the y. And this is what it would look like. We don't need the parentheses anymore because nothing's multiplying to them. And so now I start my inverse operations so that I can make this equal 0. You see, guys, this is a quadratic, and I know you know that. We've been working on it for a while, but you cannot solve quadratics unless it starts by equaling 0. Okay, now there's multiple methods, and I'm going to show you all of them. But the first things first, that's get it equal to 0. And so when I subtract 38 from both sides, this is what I get. The 38 is no longer on the left side. And I combine the 38 with the 6 because those are the like terms on the right side. Next, I'm going to add 22x to both sides. Add the 22 to the negative 22, which gives you 0x. I wrote the 0x, but we don't need to write the 0x. I'm just trying to help you guys see that it doesn't just get crossed out. It goes away because negative 22 plus 22 equals 0. So if we were to use the quadratic formula for this one, the b is 0. All right, but we don't have to write the 0x, and so I'm going to rewrite it like this. And this is neat news, okay? Whenever you have a quadratic that only has an x squared term and it does not have an x term, you don't have to use the quadratic formula. You don't have to factor. You don't have to complete the square. You can just solve this using inverse operations. All right, let me show you. First thing you do is you add 44 to both sides because we're trying to get the x squared alone. Now I have 44 equals 11x squared. Next, I would divide both sides by 11 to get the x squared alone. The last thing I do is get rid of the squared. How do you get rid of a squared? You square root. And don't forget, whenever you square root as an inverse operator, you have to have the plus or the minus. It has to be positive and negative. All right, so we do get two answers. We get a positive 2 and a negative 2 for this one. Woo! How pretty is that? It gets all nice. It gives me a nice number. And you guys know, sometimes when you square root a number, it does not give you a nice number. Now, this is not my final answer. My final answer has to include the y values. And so the way you guys find the y values is you take the x's that you get and you plug them in. And you can pick any equation. I'm going to pick this top one because that one's easier. So I write it out. I put my first x inside, and then I simplify. So I get negative 44 plus 38. I get negative 6. I have to do it again for the other one. And so I plug in negative 2. And when I simplify that, I get 82. And now it's done.